Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. Bringing you guys a new part of my tips and tricks series on Fortnite. Let me know what tips and tricks you guys wanted me to talk to you guys about next. But today we're touching on how to improve your shotgun play, as well as how to just win build fights earlier with good shotgun usage and with positioning. If you guys do enjoy the video, feel free to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, and if you guys do find the content supportive, you can feel free to support me in the item shop using code UPSHAW. Bless up. So the first thing that I want to teach you guys is how to use your shotgun effectively when you have the high ground. Players are getting a lot more effective now at playing the low ground, getting those early shots off, and challenging you despite you having the positional advantage being on the top. So one of these things that I've been personally trying to practice, I learned a lot of this probably from watching people like Gronky, like Innocence. They do this strategy very effectively, is the jump, shoot, build. Jump, shoot, build with your shotgun. So it goes like this. Say you got a player underneath you. He may be 1 or 2 floors down below, but he's looking up at you with either a shotgun or an SMG. You know that if you peek this very long, you're going to get tagged. The key is to jump, shoot, and build. And you can do this in rapid succession. So jump, shoot. Now the one thing you do have to watch out for while doing this strategy is your shotgun timer. If you shoot and go in and out of your build menu, you're still going to get that delay, so it can kind of catch you. I'll show you guys what I mean. So see, on that second shot, I was not able to actually shoot, so it's something to watch for. It kind of forces you to figure out where the player is before you hit that second jump, to make sure you don't get that shotgun fatigue, because then you're giving yourself that moment of exposure. A lot of the times when you're doing this, players won't be able to react to you and get that shot off if you get your builds out fast enough. But why worth the risk of jumping when you can actually shoot your shotgun, right? But I hope that helps, guys. I got some gameplay examples for you, how that actually functions in a public lobby. So in this first example, I'll showcase, after I get a huge tag in on this other player, how you can use that to finish the player off without taking any tags. I did do this during the no crosshair challenge. A couple of these clips are from that, but overall, it's a good showcase of how to do the pump, jump, build technique. This is a better player here who is building a lot more defensively, but it still showcases that it can work against a player who does build defensively with floors and roof. So again, the technique is pretty simple, but is very, very good to practice. It is tricky. Keep in mind, you will not be getting aim assist, or at least the same extent of aim assist on your jump shots, so it will be something to get used to, and that's why it's really important to practice. Now, this is another example here, but it kind of focuses on positioning as well as using the jump shotgun technique, but in this occasion, this is what happens when you try to do the jump shotgun technique too quickly. I actually take a pretty juicy tag right now. Could have been worse if this guy hit a headshot, because I tried to jump shotgun way too fast. So there it is. I went for the jump shotgun, missed the first shot, and then went to follow it up and could completely not get my shotgun off because I had that shotgun timer. It's definitely something to keep in mind as you learn this technique, and it's something I'm still learning today. So this next clip, I want to showcase how you position yourself when you enter fights and how you position yourself during fights to maximize your shotgun. So much of positioning is making fights look easy because you make them easy based on how you enter them. So right now, I know there's a team down the hill and there's a team up the hill, and they're kind of fighting each other. So right now, I want to engage one team while keeping myself protected from the other team. Now, I fudge it up a little bit here by dropping down, and then my glider auto deploys. But right now, I want to keep this team of, I believe it was 2, on the north side of this build fight. So I see the opportunity. The player is not focused on me, so I drop down for a quick knock. When you're fighting squads, it's always good to get early knockdowns provided the opportunity, even if it's worth taking a little bit of damage, because people tend to panic when they get one of their squad mates down. They'll either dedicate one player for the res, or they'll just overly freak out and play kind of weird and exceptionally aggressive, and it makes for easy knocks. Now, this strategy I call Straggler Abuse, and basically, when you're fighting full squads, again, you capitalize on the panic that results from a single knockdown, but if you see somebody hanging back, you will most definitely target them first. It causes the other squad to panic. Now, I do make a huge mistake here when I enter this build fight. And I basically throw myself into the very middle of the squad, which is a huge no-no, and I almost get punished for it. I get one down, but because I've turned my back to this player who I've already tagged, he gets a massive, juicy tag in. The better move here would have been to flank a little bit more to the right so as to keep the squad all within a single angle. When you're playing positionally on players, you want to try to reduce the angle down to a 1v1. You want to reduce the ability, most importantly, of people to target you from multiple sides, and that was the big mistake I made here. I forced myself basically between two players. If that player right there using the summit skin was a little bit more attentive, then he could have downed me, and if I had not hit a really solid headshot, I would have been screwed as well. It's really important not to give the other team that opportunity to target you from multiple directions. The last tip I want to give is never to re-peek the same angle. I make the mistake here, and I get punished for it. You can see it the moment I try to move back to the same angle I just fired upon. It doesn't go out. It doesn't go well for me. I get targeted immediately. Don't be afraid to drop down to a lower point in the build fight to fire from. I often see people always trying to fire from the highest position, but because that is the most obvious position, you're going to get the most targeted, and when you're fighting a full squad, you're going to get beamed by, 2 or 3 people at one time. You're better off taking short peeks, trying to get as much damage in as possible before bailing and taking a different angle, which is what I did there. I knew I was getting pushed by another player, but I figured I'd try to get a good tag in, got a 72 headshot. So then this player pushing up on me was already a little bit damaged, and we were able to get a pretty easy edit play off on him. The one thing I want to emphasize with this clip, I'm going to play it again, is you want to focus on not necessarily only playing the high ground. Oftentimes you'll see people overbuilding and playing to the moon. I mean, it's really, really fun to crank 90s, and they can be very effective to do. But don't be afraid to pull up and shoot. Like you can see right here, this player gave me that opportunity. I could have been 90ing to the moon, trying to just build up as high as possible, as fast as possible. But I didn't need to. And right there, I even built up a little higher than him, saw him trying to double ramp outwards, and knew that he was going to be completely exposed if I dropped down behind him. Same sort of thing to this guy. Again, just focus completely on the double ramping. So it's an easy cutoff with the floor, get the tag in, and then he rather stupidly jumps into my 1x1, or sorry, not really the 1x1, creates a 1x1 underneath the roof I just built. This last clip is again about positioning and choosing when to engage. So I know there's a couple guys up in this high build. I decided to engage at this point because I know that the moment I start building up, if I'm wall floor ramping, I can still connect to their builds and prevent from getting shot out, which is exactly what I do here. Again, I'm going up. They're trying to shoot my builds out. It's almost like a little bit of a bait. People will tend to focus on trying to drop you down, and in doing so, will usually relent you the high ground, which I fail to keep by stuffing myself Harry Potter style. But either way, I did get it down, and then the pressure is on for this player who's building above me. Again, I'm trying to double ramp out. I drop the wall pyramid technique, which kind of shuts off a push from the other player, and then we go for the laser beams on the guy. Again, we're showcasing the jump shotgun build technique here, but I noticed another team out at a deeper angle, so I decided to focus those guys instead. I know the guy underneath me is going to be focusing on his down teammate. I start to engage the first guy, but then I see another person deeper at range. So at this point, I'm going to back up on the build. Again, I want to reduce the amount of people I'm engaging with at any time down to 1 at a time. That reduces, again, your angles. If you're a good shooter, you'll win most of your 1v1 fights. I get some huge tags on that guy deeper, so I know that he's going to back up behind the tree, probably try to catch a heal, and just play overly more passive. So I know it's an easy drop down on his teammate, get the quick elim, and again, we're doing the jump shotgun technique. He does box up pretty good. So we go to make the edit play, get his wall, and finish the kill pretty easily. Now I know that once I get this guy done, I just got to loop back around, and I'm going to be engaging that team that is already pretty lit, probably pretty panicked. And here we go. We're engaging. They open up. They're sitting on a campfire, so they're both going to be in pretty much the same position. Get an easy beam on that one player who opened up the door. They're probably fighting each other over the edit. And then I drop down to try and put pressure on this box. Again, just eating away at his builds, trying to catch this player, decide to finish the kill, kind of flubbing up the edit there, but we'll ignore that. And again, just loop around, take a different position, and try to open this up. This guy has a trap, but he's got the ramp on his backside, so he gets a little bit of overconfidence, thinks that I'm not going to jump down in there. So this last clip is a quick little trick that you can pull on people when they try to box up within a build fight. People, I find, will often leave the opposite wall open when you're fighting them in a build fight. So it's something to pay attention to, and it can give you guys a really, really easy edit play. So right here, as I'm moving on this guy, I see that he's left the opposite wall open. So you can kind of keep your eye on that as this build play progresses, because it basically gives you an opportunity here. So I'll jump over, lay down a wall, and then a floor to catch myself, and it gives you the easiest edit play of all time. All you got to do is just hit a window edit. It's that simple. But people will often do that. They do not expect it. You can see the guy just chugging away at his minis there. It's a really easy play to make, and the guy has already constructed the box, and you're just opening it up. So it's nothing to it. Definitely try it out. That's it for me today, guys. If you guys do enjoy the content, again, make sure you hit that like button and let me know in the comments down below what kind of guides you want to see me do in the future, be it aim, build, new strategy guides. Let me know. Would love to hear it. Would love to make more content that you guys want. Bless up. I'll catch you guys in the next live stream as well on Twitch. We're live every Monday to Friday.